Now, this headline really caught me off guard today, man. So I'm hearing speculations about Chris Paul ending up on the Phoenix Suns. How does that correlate? How does that even become an idea? Did they forget that Chris Paul is 5 years away from being 40 years old? Do they think that, I mean, it's not completely up to him where he goes, unfortunately, but looking at it from his perspective, would that make sense for him to end up on the Phoenix Suns team that didn't even make the playoffs last year? They were a game away. They were close. They did end off the season on a very good note. But do they believe that an 8-0 run in the bubble will translate into being a top 5 team in the West? Do they see that 8-0 run leading to something in the future? I mean, there's supposed to be room for optimism, of course. You're supposed to think that this will be something special in the future, but man, Chris Paul is 35 years old, man. Why would you even try to go for him? If I'm the Suns GM, James Jones, I am not taking that deal. Chris Paul is on a max contract on top of that. He's on 30 million plus a year. Devin Booker is about to enter his prime real soon. He's 24 years old, turning 25 next year. And I don't think you want to waste his years. I don't know, man. It just doesn't make sense. It's not a long-term move at all. And it's not a smart move at all. It seems like you're going all in with nothing to show for it. It doesn't mean that you were going to go far in the playoffs. It could possibly happen, but look at who went far in the playoffs. The better teams. The Lakers, the Nuggets. Come on, like, why would you even bother? It doesn't make sense to do that trade, honestly. I'm passing on that if I'm the Suns GM. I'm not even going to entertain that. It just doesn't make sense. Yeah, Ayton is a star big already. He averaged a double-double, 18 and 11. Kelly Oubre is a solid wing player. Michael Bridges is also a solid wing player, but I don't think that's enough. Rubio is an important player, but he's easily expendable for another playmaker. You could put Lonzo in that system, and I'm sure they'll probably be better off, in my opinion. Shit, it is what it is. And they need a young PG. They have a draft pick. I think they're number 10 on the board. Why not go for a Tyrese Halliburton or a Tyrese Maxey potentially to take that point guard position from them in the future? I don't know why not. I mean, you're building something. You're building off an 8-0 run. It's probably the best decision to even go farther and bring some more young talent in. That way you can probably trade for a legit wing player. Maybe. I mean, who knows? A solid star wing, not just a wing player just to have a one. You want a Paul George caliber player on that team if you're trying to go far. Yeah, man, I think CP3 needs to be on a contending team. There's no reason for him to keep wasting his years at this point. He's 35 years old. He showed that he still can play, but 5 years is not a long time, man. I think he needs to be on a team to where he can use those years to at least fight for a championship. And they're also making notes about Westbrook going to the Knicks. I think that's just a joke. If they actually pull that off, the Knicks are really, really desperate right now. It's like they're just fishing for attention. It would be a good move marketing-wise and media-wise, but when it comes down to winning and trying to actually make a name for yourself, it's not going to be there, I promise you. They have to trade away RJ Barrett. They have to trade away Julius Randle. And they might have to trade that draft pick just to get Westbrook and probably Bobby Portis on top of that. And is that a good move going forward? It's up to the eyes of the beholder at that point, to be honest with you. If they can pull off getting Westbrook and another star player, then I say go for it. But if you're just getting Westbrook in the deal, then It's just a waste of time, man. I don't think anybody wants to join Westbrook on that team unless it's Carmelo, which I could see happening. Just end off his career on a good note, finish it off in New York. I don't see why not. It's only right at this point, man. Just send him off on a good note, man. I think he should do it on the Knicks. But other than that, though, I don't see any other player wanting to play with Westbrook, to be honest with you. I'll be surprised if somebody actually joins on that Knicks team with him being there in free agency. But, yeah, man. Him being on the Knicks, it would help out in a way, but it wouldn't be something in the long term. He is 31 years old, so he's not going to be playing like that for long, to be honest with you. Unless he pulls a LeBron, but if that's not the case, then I don't know what to expect at that point. I think it would probably be a good move for Houston. They get a couple young players, RJ Barrett and Julius Randle, that can produce right away. They have something to build off of. They'll probably get a draft pick in the deal, most likely. And yeah, James Harden just looks more expendable at that point. I don't know why they would keep him. It would be only right to start it over. I would hopefully see James Harden in the Philly jersey as soon as possible.